Okay, here we're going to look at how to create an A1 layout. So if we go into model, here we have our drawing. It's a very simple drawing, just a spline with some divisions on it. And if we want to create a new layout, what we do is we go to the plus sign in the layout tab, so plus here for layouts, and we get this layout tree. Normally what I would do is I would rename this immediately, layout v2 for version 2 layout. Okay, so if we go into this layout, what we can see is slightly bit slow, sorry. We can see that it is a layout with our divided spline in it. Now, the problem with this layout is that it's not to the correct size. That's usually an A4 piece of paper or a letter. So what we have to do is we have to change the size of it. So to do that, we use Page Setup Manager. And we get that by right-clicking on our layout. Just escape there. Right-clicking on that layout tab, Page Setup Manager. And we've got this layout called A2 layout, version 2 layout. So what we're going to do is modify that, and we can actually see the plot size is 8.5 by 11 inches. So we're going to modify that now, and I usually find it easiest to come down to the Autocad PDF and then select A1 size plot. Okay, so that's portrait, so we actually wanted the landscape version. If I just go up slightly from that, there's the landscape version, there's a landscape version. And then we have to deal with something awkward that Autocad does. Because we've selected to go to a size bigger, a metric size bigger from an existing imperial sized drawing, we have to change this from custom to 1:1. So we're essentially asking Autocad to print our A1 layout at A1. So that means it'll have a scale of 1:1. And so we just go OK and close. Now what we see here is that our viewport now is really small, because that viewport was on like just an imperial sized piece of paper. So we're just going to delete that. That's the easiest thing to do. And then I'll just zoom back in here. And now we can create a viewport. So viewport, MV for viewport. Normally I'd create this on the PS viewports layer. I'm just going to create this here, and that's one viewport, and I could go around and create the rest of the viewports. And just to remind you how to do scale, so if I just double click into here, we'll see what the scale is. It's a very odd scale at the moment, so maybe if I pick 1:2, possibly a bit too big, 1:5, and that looks like a good scale for that thing. Okay, so that's how we would create an A1 layout.